So hi, my name is Angeline Gragasin and I am the captain of the UA&P Firestarters for school year 2023 to 2024.
Hi everyone, I am Jheriemay Tolentino and I was the captain of the UA&P women's basketball team.
Hi, I'm Nicole Makalintal. I was the co-captain last year for the women's futsal team and I'm the incoming captain this year.
I joined the UA&P Firestarters since I was a gymnast before when I was in elementary and high school. And I have this love for dancing. And when I learned that UA&P Firestarters has a cheer team, I really wanted to join, especially that I also had a cheer background. And having UA&P Firestarters as an avenue for me to still continue the thing that I love, I immediately joined the team, even if I enrolled to the school during the start of the pandemic.
I only joined because I wanted to lose weight. So I was 110 kilograms before. Now I'm weighing around 68 to 70 kg. And actually, that's the only reason why. Because basketball is physical. So we have to run, we have to lift weights. I feel like, baka dito, I'm gonna look good. I'm gonna feel confident with myself. That's the only reason. I think a better question that you could ask me is why I stayed in the team. And I stayed because of multiple reasons, good reasons, of course. And for me, the top one reason is because when we talk about holistic development, that's where sports is first. So, in basketball, we not only train physically, but we also do train our mental strength, our spiritual strength. In basketball, we do spiritual. We pray before and after the training, pray during the game. We lift up to God everything that we are working for. Mental training, like Kobe, the Mamba. We gotta have that Mamba mentality of not giving up. And also of staying, being humble, keeping your feet on the ground. And of course, most importantly, physical training. Our skills in basketball also our fitness as well. Food, discipline is the most important. So if you're gonna ask what is better, motivation or discipline, I think discipline. Because even if you're motivated but you're not disciplined enough to do the right things for your body, for yourself, you're still gonna fail, especially in basketball.
So what made me join the team was basically my love for the sport. Ever since high school, I loved football, and I would rather have a good alternative, the closest alternative, which was futsal in college, rather than not play the sport at all. But then throughout the years, I've been playing futsal and learning to love the sport even more. It really stuck to me, and now I'm really passionate about it. And yeah.
As I joined the team, I learned that teamwork is really important. I mean, that's very basic. But once you're in the team, you learn that you have to make sacrifices. You have to compromise to match your teammates' schedule, to agree on a training schedule, and of course, to agree on when you should train and for you to have sacrifices at some point. Sometimes you have to sacrifice your sleep. You have to do everything so that you can contribute and have this collaborative effort so that you can come up with a performance, especially that we get invited in different events, not just in competitions, but we also got invited for the pep rallies and other games such as Unitas games. It's very important for us to understand each other and be considerate of each other's schedules and also on when we can accommodate each other so that we can come up with a routine that will be our final routine so that we'll be able to perform on the certain activities or events that the school needs us to.
Another takeaway that I learned upon joining the team is the idea of Ubuntu. It's an African term which is often translated to I am because we are. So that's our motto in the UA&P women's basketball team. And it lies on the belief that no one is above others. So even if I'm the captain, I am still in line with all of my teammates. Even if, for example, our point guard is really good at handling the ball, she's really good at shooting, etc. But the idea of Ubuntu, where we have our foundation, keeps us grounded, that everyone has their own skill and everyone can contribute to the team, because in the end basketball is always a team sport. So I am because we are humanity, yan. And which is my course as well, humanities. So that's where I applied all of my learnings in theory, all of my theoretical learnings in humanities to basketball as well, and in real life. But before that, before we came up with the idea of Ubuntu, we had this, or our seniors or alumni had this motto called "We, not me." You know, because sometimes when a player feels like I am better than others, I am good at this, I'm good at that, so nawawala yung coordination, yung teamwork, which is the most important thing in basketball. You know. So, yeah, we, not me. We always include other people in our decisions, in every movement that we do inside the court, even outside the court. We always build camaraderie in order to help one another improve, like what I've been saying, not only inside but outside. Like us in the women's basketball team, sometimes, especially those who are freshies, and they're gonna ask, ate, paano ko ba gagawin to? Ate, mabait ba tong professor na to? Paano ko ba gagawin yung homework ko? Can you give me tips for this feeding? Ganyan, ganyan. Of course, we help each other because we, again, we, not me. I am because we are. Not despite the age gap between me and my teammates, because I'm the oldest. I was the oldest, but not, yeah. Despite the age gap, you know, we still help each other out as if there's no gap.
My teammates are the craziest people I've ever met. No, I'm kidding. But half true, but it's also that it may sound cheesy or really cliche, but it's true that you really need dedication and really put in time and effort to really want to improve, if you really care about the sport and you're really aiming for that goal to be the best version of yourself. So it really helps, like, even if you don't have the skill set at first, it's always the attitude that will bring you to that level.
I think one of the hardships is that coming from the pandemic, it's really hard to gather members that will join the team. So we started really from zero, and we really made an effort to improve our marketing during Dragon's Nest and also during Unitas Fair in order for us to get new members. And it's really not a matter of who has that skill, who has the talent, but it's a matter of who has the grit, the will, and the effort to train with us, to learn with us, since we really consider each other as a family and we treat each other as sisters, na if we don't know a skill, if we don't know something, we train together. So at the end of the day, we'll be able to do that. And another hardship is that we really understand that we can be a small community, and sometimes support from our fellow students or, you know, support that we get from the administration can be hard. I mean, I really recognize, I do not say that there's no support, but there's minimal support. And that's considering na, and it's an entirely different system that we're coming and transitioning from an online setup and a face-to-face setup. And with the scheduling of the audit and even schedule during the classes, it's really hard to have this engagement from the audiences. But we did our best to work with what we have, and we still performed our hearts out, even though with those hardships. And even with minimal members, we really considered it's very hard to get members for the team. We really did our best to complete the team together with the help of Squadra. That's why we were able to make a team for Firestarters. Other than the support of Squadra, Wildfire, the drumline of the school, was really a big help for Firestarters, since they really was there since day one during pep rally, during performances. And they were there when we were practicing for our routines. And they were there when we actually received our award for WNCAA. And I think that without Wildfire, without their support and the support of Squadra, we won't be here today. And I think we were also able to overcome these hardships, since OSP, the Office of Sports Development, helped us to overcome these hardships, since at every step of the way, they were there with us. They made sure that we're given enough attention and support so that we will be able to perform. We're given this avenue to be fire starters. And it's really hard since cheer can sometimes be not considered as a sport, but with the support of the student body, the support of the OSP, we felt like we are a cheer team and we're here to cheer our hearts out for everyone. And with that, I think that together the athletes are actually helping each other so that we'll be champions in our own sport. But at the end of the day, I really just want to emphasize that our win is actually a win of other teams. It's a win not just for your fire starters, it's a win for UA&P.
Hardships. A lot, actually. A lot. Physical and mental hardships. You know, when it comes to physical hardship, like what I said, I was 110 kilograms before. So, ako yung weakest among all of them. Imagine I couldn't even stand 30-second front plank. May goal kami that we have to reach 1 minute. So whenever I drop down, we have to start over again. Lahat ng teammates ko, nakatingin na sa akin, galit na sa akin, my seniors. They're all mad at me, but they don't show it to me. They still made me feel na, it's okay, May, you can do it. Kaya mo yan, we're gonna push you. We're gonna push you, we're gonna motivate you. You can do it. So I stayed because of that motivation. Also because of the love, the respect, the fun that I feel up in the team. Siyempre, especially our coach. Shout out to Coach Iris Isip. You know, thank you for staying with us. Even during the pandemic, when we had to, you know, consider budget in school, we had to cut you off. But because of your love for us, you stayed. Diba? We keep on doing online trainings, keep on making us excel, and you're always there for us. Even like outside basketball, whenever we have problems, so you were there. And other problem, mental problems. So it results because of, you know, being a student athlete isn't easy. Like there are a lot of challenges. Sometimes we can say the other students, sometimes naiisip na lang nila yung pagiging athlete, nawawala na yung student part. So na papabayaan na nila yung studies nila. But others naman, they're just student, but they don't do their role as an athlete. And balancing between being a student and an athlete isn't an easy thing. Even if like you're not a scholar, like you're not an athletic scholar or you're not a merit scholar, but balancing those worlds is really hard, especially mentally. Especially here in UA&P, di ba? We're known as the University of Abundant Papers. So kahit anong course mo, you have a lot of readings, a lot of writings, and classes as well that you gotta show up. So, yeah, that's one thing. And merong moments na parang ayoko na maglaro, parang ayoko na maging part ng basketball team kasi nami-miss out ko na yung quizzes, nami-miss out ko na yung readings. I'm not able to perform well in class. Pero, me at the same time, ang ginawa ko na lang is, I thought of basketball as my break from my academic responsibilities. So, our training starts at 5 a.m. So, our call time is 4:30 a.m. pala. Whenever I go to school at 4:30 a.m., nafe-feel ko na hindi siya burden. Why? Because my mindset, I was disciplined, you know. I thought of it as, okay, I'm gonna attend basketball. This is gonna be my break from academic responsibilities. I'm gonna improve. I'm gonna end with, you know, good grades. So at the same time, I'm gonna be physically fit. So that was my mindset before. Again, discipline over motivation. Kasi kung motivated ka nga, but you're not disciplined, di ba? You're not gonna be successful in life.
I think the biggest hardship was the pandemic for sure, because I was batch 2020 in high school, so I didn't get the graduation because the pandemic hit, and I didn't get to experience my first 2 years going into college because of the pandemic. So everything was online. So that was kind of the hardship, you know, going into my third year, kind of like the rookie, even in my third year. into the face-to-face setup for futsal. So, we were struggling, how to gel well with my other teammates, how to get used to, feeling the ball after the long break of the pandemic. So, how we were able to overcome it, I think that it's mostly trust and bonding with your teammates, both in and out of the court. So it really helped, bring us closer together so we could really trust each other. It's like we can go to each other for anything, not just, like sports related matters. And that just brought, that type of energy that really allowed us to thrive as a team.
When I joined the Firestarters, it was during the pandemic, so it was actually very new for me to join the varsity team, and you're not seeing your teammates. And especially that cheer is actually a team sport. It's very important that you see your teammates. But what we did is we trained online, and we still trained together, and we still made our best effort to train together, have bondings. And as a student, its impact to me is that even though we don't have competitions, even though we weren't able to see each other, I felt like I was supported. I felt like I belong. Being in a team, it made me feel like I'm part of something else. I'm part of something big. I'm not just a student. I'm not just worrying about my ACADS. I'm not just worrying about things that every normal student is worrying about. But I am part of a legacy. I'm part of the university that brings pride, brings joy, and of course, that is something that UA&P can be proud of. And I think, with that being said, with all of the challenges that we have encountered, the university was able to be affected by me and also by the team, since we were actually the champions for the WNCAA 53rd season for the cheer dance competition. And I think that through the sacrifices with enough grit, we were able to give pride to the school. And it made us feel complete since we were able to do what we're supposed to do as a cheer team. And being able to represent the University of Asia and the Pacific in that prestigious competition, it's really big for us. And I think that we felt like we did the responsibility, and overall, it made us really happy. At the end of the day, you'll realize and you'll think na, even with all of the injuries, all of the sleepless nights, and all of the training days, no, we felt really tired. It was all worth it because it was for UA&P. And I think coming into this school year, I hope that we athletes, not just the Firestarters, will have that motivation to still continue to work hard in order to give pride to UA&P, because unitas, we're here together and we're achieving things together through thinking that we're not just here just for the name of the school, just for the team, but also for the love of sport and for the love of everything that we all do. May it be dance, may it be ball games. But we're here as athletes and we stand as one. And we really want to live up the spirit of sports in the university.
Recently, in the WNCAA, we ranked 4th. And it was the first time after 5 years, I guess, 5 or 6 years. Because normally we always end up like second to the last. We never reach that podium or that part where we have to fight for the 3rd place. But last year, thank God, we reached that momentum, or we reached that area where we had to fight for our battle for the 3rd place. Sad lang because we fell short, but we felt the Unitas spirit when we see the volleyball team was there, drumline was there, OSP coaches was there, even a professor attended our last game, our final or semi-finals game, and we were so blessed. And siguro, how did it affect the university? I think, because of sports, the spirit of Unitas is relieved. Or how can I say that better? Because of sports, the spirit of Unitas is much awakened. Yeah. because of, even if we lose or we win, people are still there for us, to support us, to help us improve. Kahit hindi naman namin sila nakakasama during our training, but during our games, everyone was there to support, and we were so happy. It lifts our spirit up. Going back to the idea of holistic development, and time management, and the idea of being a student athlete. When you combine all these ideas, I think that's me. I think that's me. So I was able to manage my time between my studies and between my athletic responsibilities as the captain or as the member before. And I was able to realize that I am developing holistically, spiritually, mentally, physically during my stay in the UA&P women's basketball team. And of course, it's all because of UA&P as well, diba? If there's no UA&P, there will not be any women's basketball team. So thank you so much for this university for giving the sport, basketball, an opportunity to, to rise up, especially us women. We're not famous as basketball players. Normally, when they say women athletes, they think of volleyball. But now, you're giving us opportunities to be known outside the university or outside our official leagues.
I think that me playing futsal really helped make an impact on my studies because it gave me kind of this hyper focus. So I had to really finish my ACADS like at a certain time. Like I would dedicate a certain time for my ACADS, and then it really motivated me to finish it on time and of quality so that I could dedicate the rest of my time to futsal and giving my best when the time called for it. And playing futsal also, I feel like, makes an impact to the university if you show that you're really passionate about it and that you really enjoy it and love your team, like how close you are with your team, so that kind of can be seen by everyone else outside of the team, and it will eventually, hopefully, I think, make a bigger impact when everyone sees that, and they'll see that the culture that is being made by the sports community is something that they want to be a part of as well.
So that's all. Thank you.
And yeah, that's it. Thank you so much.